You know, when you're somebody who has been doing this for years, then you get to a point where you have less time. If you think about that original blog post that I wrote, you know, something that people earlier in their careers might actually have more time to give. Whereas today you think, oh my gosh, I have been doing this for so many years. I never knew my calendar could be so busy, that you find that it's harder and harder to give away your time as the years pass. And that's the thing, your time becomes actually more valuable as the years go as well. So in my earlier days, would I meet artists or galleries, say for a complimentary coffee, to be able to give them some free advice? Of course I did, but you know what? My hourly rate wasn't as worth as much back then. And the reason why is that I just didn't have the experience, and my calendar wasn't as busy as a result of that. I mean, personally, I go and I look back at my calendar a number of years ago and I go, wow, what was I doing? And it's just a matter of perspective. And you should know what your inability to be able to do things is as well. Now, there's an interesting, I think, approach that speakers have, and I often find that examples and analogies from other industries are really insightful. So I'm going to tell you this. This comes from the Professional Speaking Association, of which I'm a professional member in the UK. So there's this concept that you can basically do three things when it comes to, say, public speaking. And for anyone listening also, or watching the replay, whoever does talks, these are valuable for you as well. Many of us are expected to do much more along the lines of speaking these days, whether it's speaking on a panel or giving a talk for an exhibition. So the first option of three is that you can outright get paid to do a talk. So that might be that a university has invited you to go do a lecture, that kind of thing. The second option is that you're selling from the stage. So that could be something in which you are essentially selling some other product or some other service as a result of that talk. So if you're doing an exhibition, either an artist or a curator, I would really think that would basically be selling from the stage, because you're essentially promoting the exhibition that's on display and hoping that you might garner some media attention and get some sales as a result of that talk. And the third one is a showcase. The showcase is essentially an opportunity in which you're not getting paid for it in terms of money in the bank, but you're getting some other value, like you're getting exposure that's really worthy. And in fact, just today, I've got this example in which I went to a TV station, and it looks like, I think it's probably official enough to be able to talk about it now. I haven't dared do so yet though, until now really. So I was approached by a Turkish TV channel, and they wanted for Frieze Week to have a segment with an art business expert and an artist about artists getting into galleries. So I went into their studio and I did that. Now, I wasn't supposed to be in London. I'm now in London this afternoon. And the reason I'm telling you about this is that with that, for example, I didn't expect to get paid for that at all. In fact, what I actually thought was, yeah, whenever you go and you speak on TV as an expert, you don't get paid, but that's a showcase. It is a perfect example of a showcase, but because there you are getting in front of a lot of people. And one of the questions they asked on the program, interestingly, was about artists getting onto TV and artists getting other kind of media, and how exactly that might be useful as well. So we're often asked to do things basically at no cost at all, as a no payment at all. And the big question is, well, how does that make sense for you, or does it make sense for you? Maybe it doesn't. Perhaps it's something in which actually you need to say no and to walk away. And it's really something that this is where I find peers to be invaluable, when you can go and speak with them and go, is this something that I should really consider doing or not? You often find yourself doubting yourself, and perhaps even experiencing a bit of imposter syndrome when someone comes to you and they're asking for you to do something for free. And if I think about valuing yourself as well, consider the artist who was exhibiting at an artist fair a few years ago, and she had a collector come to her on the opening night and offer 50% of the value of the piece. I mean, that was a real shocker. This person was saying to her that because she was the artist, she should be able to discount it by that much. And she said no. And so that was actually a good example in which maybe you do say no, because in that one, you've got somebody just being beyond cheeky with that. So you try not to be too abrupt. You try to word things in a way that's negotiating. And how she actually worded it, I'm not sure, but I'm sure she was standing her ground and at least saying that the piece had the market value. She'd been mentored by myself, by the way, that it had this established price, and that it was the same price no matter where it was located. And the collector actually did not buy it in the end. And what happened was that she successfully sold that same piece to somebody else at full price. Go her for successfully achieving that. And the thing is, if you are confident in yourself, you do find that you do end up getting valued all the more as well. And that's so much of this is just in what position are you internally?